Yeehaw! What's good, yeah? So I'm gonna skip ahead and talk about Texas, only because for those who don't travel and if you don't know, Texas is like a main transfer hub. So whenever you fly into different states, a lot of times you'll go to Texas and get a layover flight from there. So a lot of these trips I've been on, I actually went to Texas, in order to go there. I'm gonna talk about it now because this time I actually left the airport and went venturing around. So the main transfer hub is Dallas, Fort Worth, right? So basically, I went out there. I was actually going to Minnesota at the time, so I'm gonna keep it on Texas. But when I went to Minnesota, it's pretty cool. I actually did a little more than just going to Minnesota. I actually went to North Dakota and South Dakota in the same trip. But I'm gonna keep it on Texas, since that was the first part of this story. Actually, when I went there, I remember that I couldn't catch a flight, so we actually had to stay till the next day. But anyway, I was in Dallas. I drove to Fort Worth. That's right there. It's like literally right next to it. So you could actually go to those two cities all in one. I went to the Dallas Mavericks Center, and then I drove and we went bowling. It was pretty cool. And then after that, like I said, I left and went on with my trip. But then I returned at a later date and actually went to Houston and San Antonio. So when I went to Houston, I went to the Houston Rockets Stadium, took some pictures there. And then I drove to, San Antonio. It's about like 3 hours, 3 and some change of a ride. So it was pretty dope, man. I remember just driving through Texas and looking, out the window and, viewing the sights and, how different it looked, open space and everything. And just thinking like, Texas, it's really big. It's the biggest state. So it was just amazing, man. But at one point, I had looked out the window and we were driving past a cotton field, and it just fucked me up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just thinking like, back in the day, our ancestors used to be here picking this. You know what I mean? So I had to hop out and take a pic, and it just was like overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from New York. You know what I mean? So we always know about the South and slavery and things like that, but to actually be in some of these areas and see things that's reminiscent of it, it's like it's a kind of an emotional moment. You know what I mean? But anyway, I got to San Antonio. So we went to this restaurant. It was right there on this river, which was pretty dope. And one thing I remember is it was hot as hell out there. I mean, I went in September and it was hot as hell. Like, I'm like, man, I can't do this, man. It was real hot, man. But anyway, I went to this restaurant and they had like Louisiana style food and it was banging, man. I mean, I remember just, eating the food and going, damn, I got to come back here. You know what I mean? Because, it was really good, man. Especially when you hot, because we had to park the car around the corner from the restaurant and it was like some hills or whatever. So, just a little walk to the restaurant was kind of torture, man. You know what I mean? But, yeah, man. After that, I remember it was nighttime and I seen this building, and I stopped and took pictures there. It looked like a government building or something. It looked pretty dope, man. But I remember doing that. Also, when I was in Houston, I stopped by Paul Wall's grill shop. Yeah, man, I definitely had to do that, man. And it's right there, and it's like this little complex with different jewelry stores and stuff like that. And I was gonna buy some grills, and then I was just like, nah, because they was talking about they had to ship it to me and everything, and I just didn't want to deal with the hassle, you know what I'm saying? Of, jewelry getting shipped, and then if it don't fit or, different things, it's always down there in Houston. So, but yeah, man, it was dope, man. It's a lot of stuff about Houston, a lot of music out there, So it was pretty cool just to ride around, listening to the music on the radio and just looking out the window, man. Yeah, if you go there, man, definitely go see all those cities. I actually want to go back to El Paso, and that's basically about it, man. But yeah, man, I had a good time there, man. It's one of the 50 states, man. All right. Oh yeah, man, I almost forgot, man. I went to the Spurs stadium too. Yeah, I almost forgot that. I don't know how I forgot that. All right.